Now for a quick Devar Torah. In this week's Parsha, we have the famous case of the Yafet Torah, or the woman who, it starts off when you go to war. And instead of speaking about it in the major sense, that when the nation goes to war, how the nation has to behave as a nation, the Torah concentrates on the soldier. When you go to war as a soldier, and as you can imagine, during warfare, during battle, a lot of energy is being released. The raw emotions of this soldier comes out because he's in a life and death situation. It's either kill or be killed, literally in battle. And after the battle, he sees this beautiful woman from the other side, and he decides he's going to take her as a wife, which, by the way, was very common in the ancient world. You defeated the enemy, you get to get a pick of their women, so to speak. That was just the way it was. So he takes her, in the Torah specific, you have to let her have time to mourn her husband and her family. She sits on the side and doesn't take care of herself, so she's no longer that beautiful woman you saw in battle, but she's not looking very nice. And if after a month you still want her, you can have her, but you can't divorce her. Then the Torah goes to the issue of you have two wives, one that you love and one that you hate. But the wife that you hate has the firstborn. And he has all the rights of a firstborn, even though you didn't like his mother. So this sets up a whole situation. Then after that comes the rebellious son. That the parents take him to court, he has to be killed because he's so rebellious. If you look at it, you see what the Torah is really getting at. That you marry somebody, you're infatuated with her, so you marry her for all the wrong reasons. You end up hating her because, you married her for the wrong reason. But because of the hatred, the family fights going on, he becomes rebellious. In other words, you're responsible for your actions. The Torah says, yes, you have a yetzer hara, you have an evil inclination. And in war, it comes out pretty much in battle. But you have to realize that with your actions will come a certain result which might not be for the benefit of you, your wife, your family, or society in general. You have to take into consideration what you're doing, the effect it will have on everything else, and that you produced this son because of your hatred for his mother. Remember that Kitetse is talking about your personal responsibility. That's why it's talking about the individual soldier, how he has to behave. We covered how the nation behaves in war in the previous Parsha. But the entire Torah portion is personal behavior, how we have to behave, and how it affects society in general. So we should be very careful and always think about that. Something to think about.